Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video, and today we're going to be hitting up the next episode of our Let's Play Clash Royale series. Alright, so in the last episode we hit a new trophy high, somewhere around like 2086. Hopefully we can get past that and set a new record today, but first let's upgrade one of our first rares up to level 5. It's actually going to be the second one. We upgraded the Hog Rider first, and now we'll have our Elixir Collector at level 5 as well, and we should be able to get our Valkyrie by the next episode. So we're finally starting to get some of our cards upgraded, which of course means we're going to keep pushing up the trophy ranks. Sort of just how the game works. You have better cards, you get more trophies. I'm sure you guys who are playing level 8s down in Arena 4 are having a lot of fun with that. But anyways, let's go ahead and start off against a level 7 right here. And I think I was like picking my nose or something. I played my cannon really late, and I played my arrows as well. It turned out not being so bad. I played 6 elixir to counter his 7 elixir push. And even though I took a little bit of damage, now that I've got my elixir pump down, we should be able to do a pretty decent amount of work. So we're starting to pump it up, that new level 5 elixir collector. If you guys didn't know, when you upgrade your collector, it doesn't actually give you any more elixir or pump you elixir faster. It just pretty much gives you extra HP to your pump, which helps out against fireballs, lightning, anything like that, the rocket. And inside of the last episode, I was having a lot of problems, to say the least, having that level 4 collector. So now that it's level 5, shouldn't be able to get fireballed and take a terrible trade from it. But still, as we make a push down the left-hand lane, he's going to play a giant skeleton and end up annihilating my push. But still, take a look at these skeletons. I'll play these skeletons for that wizard. He played a 5 elixir wizard to try to counter my musketeer, and we still ended up with those 1 elixir skeletons to take 500 damage off the left-hand tower. So that just shows you how powerful those 1 elixir skeletons are. You can use them for a bunch of different stuff, including tanking for something like a musketeer, and that's usually what I like doing with them. Let's go ahead and counter his push again right here with the cannon as well as the arrows. I might have been able to just even use my musketeer right there, but I probably would have taken a decent amount of damage. But we're going to go ahead and set up for another huge push down the left-hand lane. We've got the hog, we've got the skeletons. He's going to drop his Valkyrie, so we'll poison down in front to try to get some damage onto the Valkyrie. The spear goblins should walk through that as well, and we're slowly chipping away this tower. This is a pretty controlled game. We've got still 75% HP on the musketeer. He's going to have to play a cannon. We've got a second elixir collector down, and this is when you sort of just like grab them by the throat and you make it so they have to eat all of your elixir. When you have an advantage like this with 2 pumps and you force them to play defensively with something like cannon, then there's almost nothing that they can do to beat you. And yeah, let's just start up another push down the left-hand lane. And since he's playing so heavily over there, I'm going to play Hog Rider and Skeletons on the right. I've got the cannon to help out just to make sure that giant skeleton does not get to my tower. And he actually played 6 elixir on the left-hand side to counter my 5 elixir push, which means that he must be a little bit dry as far as elixir goes. So we're going to use our musketeer, our Valkyrie, and our Hog Rider to make a giant push down this left-hand lane. And with the cannon and giant skeleton not doing too much, that should be the end of the first tower. And with only 15 seconds left in the battle, obviously not too much he can do. We have a 3rd elixir pump down right now, which means that we are just getting unlimited elixir as he tries to trade favorably against us. But that's going to be the game. Skeleton onto the wizard right there. Musketeer's going to end up taking him out. And that's going to be a pretty convincing 1 crown to 0 victory where we were almost in no danger whatsoever. Besides that first push of the game where I was busy, I don't even remember what I was doing, we didn't really take that much damage, if any damage at all. So 23 trophies for that battle. That's going to put us up in the 2080s right now. And if we win another battle, that'll be our new personal record up inside the 2100s. So let's go ahead and get into this record battle versus Lynchin. Looks like we got a pretty solid starting hand. I've got the elixir collector. I don't have the cannon though. So if he plays a Hog Rider, I've got to be ready for what he plays. You can see I'm going to go ahead and choose between my Valkyrie or musketeer depending on what he does. You can see how I have my Valkyrie out there. I decided to switch to the musketeer last second. I really wasn't sure what to do, but take a look at that rocket. So he's going to rocket down my collector, and I think I was able to get a single elixir before he used his rocket right there. And now, since we should have a pretty decent amount of elixir, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a push. Unfortunately, my Hog Rider is the one that tanks from that Tesla, but now we have such a massive push. I've got the arrows in my hand in case he had the minion horde, but we're going to take a tower off the very first push of the game and set ourselves up going into the rest of it. Alright, so deciding what I want to play, let's do the cannons to counter these barbarians. Or sorry, not the cannons, the skeletons to counter the barbarians. And since he played his arrows, we ended up having a 3-for-1 elixir trade with those skeletons. Let's go and play another elixir collector, this time make it so he can't rocket it down. But still, even though we have a pretty decent lead right now, he's taken a chunk off our left-hand side, and obviously he can rocket us down. So gonna want to make sure I get that tower on the right-hand side before I do anything crazy for the rest of this battle. Alright, so right now I'm going to get ready to play my musketeer. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't have my cannon cycled just yet, so he's going to get some decent damage using this hog rider. He's going to end up dropping a rocket as well to take out my Valkyrie. I think he has a level 6 rocket, which means that my level 4 Valkyrie is going to take a lot of damage. And now with this Tesla, that should be enough to defend against my hog rider, a level 9 Tesla. And we're just going to get some chip damage with our musketeer on that tower. Alright, so looks like he's got a skeleton army. Good to have that in the back of my mind. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to play another elixir collector on the right-hand side. I'm not worried about the rocket because if he rockets over there, then that means he doesn't have a rocket for the left-hand side as we go into the final minute of the game. Let's go ahead and set up for his push. I'm sure he's getting ready to drop that hog rider. I'm going to play the musketeer right now and then get ready for another signature push with my Valkyrie. He's actually going to take a lot of time over here, so I decided to go all in on the right. I knew that I was practically giving up my tower on the left, but I thought it might be a good idea since the tower was going to get taken out anyways by the rocket. And even though we did get a decent amount of damage on the right, I didn't get as much as I wanted to. Plus, with that bad placement of the musketeer right there, things definitely did not go as planned. Our elixir collector even took a hit from that barbarian right there, which obviously ruins a lot of its value. It makes it from profiting 2 to profiting 1. Now we're going to have to play a Valkyrie to drop the barbarians. This guy's just going crazy down the right-hand lane, and since his barbarians are so much higher level than my Valkyrie, they're actually going to take her down to like 1 HP, even though theoretically the Valkyrie should be a counter to the barbs. Alright, so skeleton army is going to get imploded. We've got some arrows going down as well. I probably didn't have to use those. I could have taken that out with my tower. Another hog rider coming straight for my tower. Let's use a cannon to take that out, and preparing for a rocket. I'm sure he's going to start rocketing us soon. We've got to start making a push towards the win. So we've got the Valkyrie, we've got the hog rider, we've got the poison. Of course the Valkyrie is going to get a little bit decimated by those barbarians for some reason. Looks like he's got the fire spirits, which my Valkyrie will be able to tank, which is sort of nice because she was going to die anyway to that Tesla. Let's drop our musketeer, and really great timing by him and unlucky timing by us to where the rocket's actually going to take out my musketeer. Let's play another cannon to stop that hog rider and set up for a big push down the right-hand lane. Now the hog rider went solo dolo down the right. He's got some barbarians over here. The hog rider's only going to get 1 hit off on the tower. We're chipping him down on the right, but obviously him having that rocket is sort of in the back of my mind. We've got 2 Valkyries. Okay, now that we've got 1, we've got the poison spell that didn't end up getting onto that Tesla, and I'm sort of desperate with these last 10 seconds to try to finish off the game. So musketeer onto the Tesla. Tesla's going to end up taking her out. We've got the arrows, we've got the poison spell, and with 280 HP left on our tower and only 334 left on his, it's going to end up being a tie game that honestly I felt like I threw away. I had such a good push in the very beginning. I had so many elixir pumps down that I feel like I should have just taken the win. Obviously I gave up that left-hand tower to try to get a massive amount of damage on the right, and I only ended up taking 1,000 where I really wanted to take it down to maybe like 500 or something like that. So we're gonna have to have one more battle to try to break that record of mine, going against Muka 19. And at this time, we definitely have the best possible starting hand. We've got the Valkyrie, the cannon, the elixir collector, and the musketeer. I can counter almost any push with this start, and he's actually going to play some spear goblins. I don't mind taking that damage right there. So we can swap the damage from the spear goblins for placing our elixir collector. Really not too bad at all. And now let's go for a nice little push with our musketeer, as well as we have both our Valkyrie and our hog rider to finish off that 3-prong push. If you guys haven't figured out my push by now, it's using my Valkyrie up front, the hog rider to move the Valkyrie, and then the musketeer in the back. I ended up playing my poison first here just to make sure I could take out that musketeer, and with my hog rider running down the lane, he's just gonna have to play a little bit of tank, and now a little musketeer on musketeer action before his ice wizard goes down on the left hand side. Alright, so I was hoping I wouldn't have to play anything else, but he's gonna play a hog rider. Let's go ahead and play our skeletons on top of the ice wizard. Looks like we actually moved the ice wizard, so not the greatest placement right there, and that's gonna let the ice wizard get a little bit of damage on the left. Again, not the biggest deal. The ice wizard with some of the fewest damage per second in the game, you can definitely make some mistakes against, but yeah, now that we have 2 pumps down, it's Pump City. Let's go and get ready and actually stop these spear goblins this time. Now that I have a good amount of elixir, I definitely don't want to take too much damage on my towers. Let's go for the Valkyrie, let's go for the hog rider to shove the Valkyrie, and with the musketeer right there, we should be able to shove the Valkyrie all the way forward to the barbarians right there, as well as the musketeer is just sitting in the back and sniping off the rest of his troops. But still, we haven't been able to crack his base just yet, so let's sit back on defense, get a couple more elixir pumps down, and that's all we should need to be able to snowball this lead out of control. Alright, so skeletons onto the ice wizard. We've got the hog countered by the cannon. At this point, we just made a pretty favorable elixir trade, which means we can play another elixir collector in the back. I knew that he didn't have much elixir, which is why I was sort of aggressive with that elixir collector. I played it when I literally had 5 elixir, and let's go and stop his spear goblins again with the musketeer. Now we've got the Valkyrie, 2 pumps, and the poison coming down as well. We should be able to make a pretty awesome push, and I'm actually just going to substitute in some skeletons right here. I was hoping that these skeletons would be able to do work, and as you can see, since the tower's moving so slowly due to the poison spell, the skeletons are actually going to get an insane amount of damage off on the tower, bringing it all the way down to 332 HP. So at this point, just got to sit on defense. We've got the poison spell to do some damage. He's going to play a free spell for the first time this game. Really not too afraid of the free spell, seeing as my musketeers just pounding away from the back. And now that we've got the poison, we've got the hog rider, this one is pretty much over with 20 seconds left. We've got our 2 elixir pumps down, which is sort of the key to victory with this deck, and at this point the game is all but over. So trying to go for some more crowns, I guess I'm going to make a push down the right hand lane. He started to go for a hog rider, so I was just going to give up the tower on the left and try to get the tower down on the right. Arrows poison going on the right, but unfortunately not enough damage for him to finish off the tower. Good game against Muka 9 team, giving us our highest trophy count ever on this account. So unlike the last episode, I think I'm going to stop it after this battle so it doesn't go away in like 3 minutes. We got 30 trophies from this battle, as well as a silver chest and 15 gold. Still have not gotten my free super magical chest on this account, by the way, but 2,119 trophies for an all-time record on this account. So good stuff. I'm really loving this deck. I don't see why I would switch it right now. My card levels still aren't the best, and I've gotten all the way up to 2,119. So as soon as I upgrade my Valkyrie, upgrade my musketeer to level 5, which are both really close, it'll be even stronger. And if we can get a level 2 poison spell somehow, some way, that'll definitely go a far way for this deck. So yeah, that is going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.